As we head into the National, many cards are heating up. Today, we give you the 5 that are going up the most. My name is Geoff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies. And at night, I dance on the stage with Steve Aoki.
Sports card investor in the house.
Join me and my team as we help you profit from the hobby we all love. Hello, sports card investors. I hope you had a great weekend, a great start to your week. I have had a smile on my face for the last few days, getting pulled up on stage unexpectedly by Steve Aoki to dance with him at his concert in Atlanta. That was certainly an absolutely unforgettable moment. Thank you to Steve and his team for making that happen. And you know what's really cool? What's really, really cool is that friendship was formed from card collecting. It was formed from the hobby. And that's one of the incredibly powerful things about the hobby. Hopefully you have had the chance to experience this as well, that the hobby can bring together people from different professions, different geographies, different walks of life, but bring them together around a common love for cards. Isn't it a cool thing? It is a magical, magical thing, and it's one of the reasons why I love being part of the hobby and such an incredible community that exists around the hobby. And that community is going to be on full display this week with the National. It's going to be awesome. I'm not going to go into the details on this show because we did a show a couple days ago about everything we're going to be doing and covering at the National. So if you're curious, go back and watch that. And the coverage starts Wednesday morning. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon because we're going to be blowing out coverage from the National. You're going to want to see all of it. This episode is brought to you by eBay, your number one spot for cards and collectibles. With the largest inventory of sports cards from vintage to modern to exclusives you don't want to miss, and the largest community of sellers, eBay is the leading place to buy, sell, and invest your cards. Guys, how are you feeling out there? How are you feeling about the sports card markets? I'm feeling pretty good. I'm seeing some cards tick back up. I'm seeing a lot of cards starting to tick back up a little bit. I think with the National happening this week, there's a lot of excitement and anticipation, and I think it's going to give the card market a real boost in the next couple of months. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below what you think of the card market right now. But today, let's talk about 5 of those cards that are most definitely heating up, prices going up, and what the future might hold for these cards. Let's start today's top 5 cards. In the number 5 spot this week, a name you all know. He's been one of the biggest basketball card chases in the last couple of years, Luka Doncic. Luka's cards are going up again, and I think this is happening for 2 reasons. First of all, his cards had just gone down a lot. They had gone down a lot after the NBA season and frankly, even during the latter half of the NBA season. And I think card collectors and investors said, enough. Luka is a megastar. He's going to be unbelievable in the NBA for many, many years to come. His cards have become a value. It's time to start buying them again, and that's what we're seeing. But I also think the Olympics are probably giving Luka a little bit of a boost because Slovenia, their basketball team, qualified for the Olympics for the first time since becoming an independent country in 1991, thanks largely to Luka. And so people love seeing him on TV. They're going to enjoy watching him in the Olympics. His cards, they're going up as a result. Now, I first wanted to show you here, this is his 2018 base Prism card, and here we're looking over the last 180 days. So when I'm talking about Luka's cards actually having slid back a lot, over the last several months, you can see what I'm talking about. And of course, many modern basketball cards, many basketball cards of all types have slid back a lot over the last few months, but you can especially see that here with Luka's cards. At one point, this is his base Prism in PSA 10. At the end of January, this card was over $1,600, close to $1,700. It fell back all the way down to $693. But if you zoom in at the last 30 days, you start to see quite a different story. Things are starting to tick back up again. And in fact, this card most recently sold for $827. Over the last 30 days, this base prism is up 9%. Now, that's not a lot, but there's a lot of people concerned about base cards in general right now because of the population. This card has a PSA population count, you can see right here, of 17,489. So there is a lot of that card out there. Still going back up a little bit. Some of Luka's cards with lower population counts, they're going up a little bit more. Take, for example, his 2018 Status Rookies 1 card. This card, which by the way is a very beautiful design, population count of only 817 in PSA 10. Over the last 7 days, this card is up about 30%. This was a card you could have bought for $230 a week ago. Most recent sales of this card are right around $300. Others of his cards are ticking up as well. Some have remained fairly flat. But overall, I'm pretty optimistic about what the Luka card market is going to bring in the months ahead. In the number 4 spots, we're going to baseball, and we're going to a red-hot third baseman for the Boston Red Sox, Rafael Devers. And Devers, he is having a great season after almost being a little forgotten about last year. I mean, this guy was really hot a couple of seasons ago, but last year people kind of forgot about him. It was the shortened season. He didn't have as much of a chance to really shine. This year, different story. He's showing that incredible form that he has. He's batting .282, 26 home runs so far this season, posting really, really great numbers. He also recently hit career home run number 100, reminding people that this is a young guy with a lot of power and a lot of potential for the future. Many of his cards are up, and in fact, across all of his cards and market movers, they're up 26% over the last 30 days. Here on the screen, I've got his 2018 Topps and his Topps Chrome card, both in PSA 10 condition. This Topps card at the bottom here, this one, this blue line, I mean, that has really been trending up. That card is up, let's see, over 69% over the last 30 days. 69% this Topps base PSA 10 Rafael Devers rookie card is. And you can see his Chrome card is going up as well. These are both really, really strong upwards to the right trend lines. That's what you like to see. Devers continues to remain hot. In the number 3 spots, another baseball player who was a megastar. His star has cooled in the last couple of years, but is starting to heat back up again. Bryce Harper of the Philadelphia Phillies, the great outfielder, one of the biggest chases in the hobby. A few years ago, people were going crazy over his cards. It hasn't been that way so much recently, but over the last 30 days, his cards have started to heat back up again. And he's having a nice season. He's batting .287. He's got 15 home runs, 35 RBIs. He recently stole home. That's pretty cool. So that was a neat thing for collectors and investors to see. His cards are starting to move back up. Here on the screen, I've got his 2012 Bowman Chrome Prospects, his 2012 Bowman Draft Base, his 2012 Prism Base, and then, of course, his popular 2012 Topps Update card. All of these are in PSA 10, and you can see all of them are generally moving up and to the right. If I switch the graph here in Market Movers to look by percentage change, you can get a better picture of what's going on. You can see that Bowman Chrome Prospects card's up 200%, but of course there's only been a few sales of that card. That's a pretty low population card. His Bowman Draft Base card is up 25%. His Prism Base card's up 20%, and his popular Topps Update card is up over 30%. These are all, again, PSA 10 over the last 30 days. So if you're holding just about any of these Bryce Harper cards, you're doing pretty well based on these recent price trends. In the number 2 spots, we're going back to the NBA, and we're going to another Olympian, but an Olympian for Team USA. In fact, a late add to the Olympics team, Keldon Johnson. And perhaps the fact he was added to the Olympics team is part of the reason why his cards are going up. Of course, Keldon Johnson is the small forward for the San Antonio Spurs. He came out of Kentucky, was drafted number 29 in the 2019 draft. And he's getting reunited with his coach, Coach Pop, who's, of course, coaching the Olympics team, the coach of the Spurs. And so that connection between Keldon and his coach is going to be furthered through the Olympic experience. For all of these reasons, basketball card investors are excited about Keldon Johnson's prospects, and you can see that in the rise of his cards. Here on the screen, I put up his 2019 Prism base card at the bottom and his 2019 Prism silver card at the top. They are both going up significantly. In fact, that Prism silver card is up almost 39% over the last 30 days, and that base Prism card is up almost 56% over the last 30 days. So many people out there are like, oh, base cards are dead. No one collects base cards anymore. Well, if you have Keldon Johnson base cards, they're up 56% over the last 30 days. Now, of course, these cards are relatively low population compared to some of the bigger stars base cards like Zion and Ja. In fact, there's only 1,192 of his base card in PSA 10. So that's actually relatively low compared to a lot of the other stars because not that many people have paid to have his cards graded yet because he's not that big of a star as of this point in time. Of course, if his cards continue to escalate in price, you can be assured that more of his cards will show up at PSA and BGS and SGC and the other grading companies in the months ahead. But for now, enjoy the rise of Keldon Johnson's cards. Before I get to our number one player this week, let me remind you that all of these charts and data are coming from Market Movers. And if you haven't subscribed to Market Movers yet, this is a great week to do so because we're doing a special event at the National for Market Movers subscribers. So if you're going to the National, make sure to take part in that. You can find out information about Market Movers by going to sportscardinvestor.com and clicking on Market Movers in the main menu bar. Okay, guys, it is time for the number one card of the week. And really, there was no other choice. There was no other choice but then to put Giannis in our number one spot because, oh my goodness, was he absolutely sensational during the NBA Finals, leading the Bucks on a 4-game winning streak, scoring 50 points in the decisive game to win the title for the Bucks. An incredible accomplishment. Of course, he was the Finals MVP. He's adding this to his 2 regular season MVPs, plus his Defensive Player of the Year honors, and he can now call himself a world champion, carrying that team on his back. And guys, I gotta say, I was wrong. I was wrong about Giannis. I did not think the Bucks were gonna be able to make it through the playoffs this year. I thought it was gonna be another early exit for them. Boy, was I wrong, because man, they were sensational. Congratulations to the Bucks. Congratulations to Giannis, and congratulations to all of the basketball card investors who have Giannis's cards, because over the last 14 days, they've been going up, up, up. Let's take a look at 4 of those cards on the screen here. I've got his 2013 Hoops base card, his 2013 Panini base card, his 2013 Prism base card, and his 2013 SP Authentic base card, all in PSA 10 condition. And if I switch to look at price change by percentage, you can really see that story. His Hoops card is up 9% over the last 14 days, but it gets a little more exciting. His SP Authentic is up almost 48% over the last 30 days. His Prism card is up 67% over the last 14 days. And his Panini base card is also up 67% over the last 14 days. All of those cards in PSA 10 condition. So pretty much, no matter what Giannis card you're holding out there, you've seen its value go up over the last couple of weeks. That is a nice thing for basketball collectors to see. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. National coverage starts Wednesday morning. Do not miss it. It's going to be unbelievable. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell icon so you can be notified when we go live and when we are dropping various videos from the National. We cannot wait to have you as part of our coverage. It is going to be unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm heading out now. I'm on my way to the National. I will see you live from there tomorrow. Take care.